Good morning, Hive fans. Welcome to the first live stream of the 2023 Hive Online World Championship knockout rounds. This is the very first game being played. Frasco92 versus spfish. And spfish prefer to be called surprise fish, but that's too big for board space, so he cut off the reprise and just became spfish. That's Ben. Both of these players live in the UK. Frasco, of course, is Italian, native Italian, living there, working for John Yanni at Gen 42 Games. I envy him for that. And so we'll be watching this morning. Hopefully, it will be a good match today. Very first one. And we've got our Russians joining with us this morning. Welcome to Dmitry Maximenkov, that's Max Shark. And also welcome to Mikhail Sturo, that's Sturek. We appreciate you all joining us this morning. Spasiba. I wish I'd remembered more of my Russian. So it should be a very exciting match today. Of course, there is a 3-minute time delay to minimize the probability of the players joining in and getting hints. Although both of these players are much better than me, so they wouldn't necessarily be benefiting much from listening to me. But it's been an exciting tournament season so far. 32 players were invited into the World Championship. The round robin section just finished. The players were grouped into 8 groups of 4 players in each group with a round robin amongst the players in the group. And the top 2 players moved on to the knockout rounds. There were some tie breaks required to determine who was going to proceed and who was going to take which position, first and second. Group E, which is the group that I was in, was the closest in that regard because previous world champion Quadlibet and AE Norman 43 ended up tied. They had the same score. They ended up tied in their match against each other. They ended up tied in their score against Apollo Q and against me. And so it came down to the fact that Quadlibet was the number 1 seed in the group and he took the first seed. But the other group that was very, very tight was Group F, Happy Kiwi, Louise, Navir, and Sturek. It was right down to the last game of the last match who was going to get those positions. And that also ended up in a tiebreak between Louise and Sturek, and Louise won that tiebreak. So both players are in the lobby. Hopefully we'll be starting here very soon. Mikhail says, thanks for streaming, and you're very welcome, Mikhail. Thank you very much for joining. And we've got some players joining in the board space lobby to watch the game as well. We have Cower50, Ordep Kubik, and Roxar have all joined in the lobby. No doubt they're here to watch this first match. And Robert Uzar, that's Roxar, he says, hi, Randy, watching from work again. Don't let your boss catch you. And of course, remember, there's a 3-minute delay, so I see his text and I respond. They don't hear my response for 3 minutes. So let's get the review room up here. Okay, there have been some discussion. I tried to set up the room for them 20 minutes plus 20 seconds. There was some discussion there, and they are started. So let me see if I can get this open. Turn off the lobby, open the playroom. And let's get the playroom shrunk down to the right size. Okay, we are off and running. Both players open with ladybugs. Frasco playing white played the mosquito. And spfish playing black opened with the queen in elbow. And Frasco chooses a Z queen formation. And spfish chooses the anti-spawn defense, the lady queen pillbug. White mosquito pins the black ladybug, and here comes it looks like possibly the first black ant. Follow Q has joined, AE Norman 43 has joined, so we've got quite a group here in the room live on Board Space, and we appreciate you all joining me for the live stream this morning. We go back a bit. Frasco chose a hub opening. Ben chose an angle opening. Good morning, R10. And they played fairly quickly here, but we were able to keep up. I'm happy about that. I've had some issues with the new version of OBS Studio, but I think I got it figured out this morning. Well, we have 8 concurrent viewers. We've had 4 of us mentioned, so make sure that you drop me a note as to who you are and where you're from. And of course, if you're not already on the Discord server, check out, there is a link down below. Deponzo, as he usually does, has set up a link on the Discord server for those players to, those members of the Discord server, to make choices as to who they think is going to win the championship. R10 says, I hope it's going to be a good game. No question, it's going to be a good game. So Frasco plays an ant, and question will be, will spfish immediately pin it, or will he will accept the sacrifice and immediately pin it, or will he bring more ants in? Those are the 2 most common responses early in the game like this. And sometimes I forget about the 3-minute delay. So if you type something in a chat and I respond to it verbally, you won't hear my response for 3 minutes. So spfish's choices here more than likely are bring in another ant, more than likely either here, or bring in the mosquito, which immediately would have ant power. Or he could take the accept the sacrifice of the ant and pin it, either the inline pin here or the elbow pin there. Or he could pin it here, setting up also a hex trap. So Ben is in a deep think. Okay, he decides to pin the ant. And by pinning it from this location, he removes this spot as a spawn point. Good morning, Puriferi. Welcome again. Okay, he elected to bring in the ant from this spot. And now, black has a couple different choices here. He could bring a spider here, threatening to do the pin replacement, or cap off, well, very quickly, we don't have to talk about that because he brought in an ant, immediately got pinned, and now black brings in the mosquito. Mosquito spawning there immediately has ant power, and now spfish is threatening to choke the queen, not allowing the white pill bug to enter, but looks like this is something that Frasco had prepared. So he placed the pill bug in a proximity pill bug position, which again gave pill bug power to the mosquito as well. And the most likely thing here, as you can notice, is black ant coming in, which he does. So white has sacrificed some in the ant game in order to get this mosquito pill bug combination here. And of course, this is an interesting situation because the mosquito has pill bug power and so is threatening this spot. And if white does bring in the third ant, black has two bugs to pin it, either the ant or the mosquito. Grasshopper spawns in a slightly less common anti-spawn defense with an angle of attack, this kill spot. We're up to 10 10 concurrent viewers. Thank you very much for everybody joining in this morning. Hopefully throughout the tournament season, I'll be able to take off a little bit from work and live stream. And just to let everybody know, it's a sunshiny day here in Florida. Hurricane Idalia came across Florida north and west of us. We got a lot of rain Tuesday night. It was a drizzly rain all morning yesterday, but no effect, no real serious effect from the hurricane. I wish the best to those that were in the direct line of landfall and the hurricane as it's continuing up the East Coast through South Carolina, Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina today. Let's look at some options here. Okay, he's going to bring in a beetle. And I was about to say that if black were going to pin the grasshopper, pinning it there would be a good choice because that would stop this spot. This is now a pin-proof spawn point for the white beetle. And Frasco takes advantage of it. Interesting situation here. Under normal circumstances, the beetle could not move directly to there on its own, but the pill bug can warp it to there. Spider comes in, threatening the pin replacement, also threatening to pin the white grasshopper. And I'm thinking the most likely move here is the beetle moving forward. Of course, most of you are aware that the early part of the game is all centered around qualifying for the win. And the most likely way to qualify for the win is to get a beetle atop the hive. So generally speaking, it's fighting to get your beetles up in attacking position. Okay, that's interesting. White. Okay, it's interesting. What Frasco did here was he gave up the pin on the black ant to pin two black bugs here. So he a net gain of one bug, but sacrificed the tempo because to get that ant free, the spider would have had to move. So now spfish has essentially three mobile ants, two ants and a mosquito. And Ben and the white ant. Now, if you look at this, more than likely he pinned the ant here because his plan is to bring a grasshopper, and the grasshopper can do the pin replacement and then have an angle of attack to a kill spot. And sure enough, the white beetle is warped over. And the question will be, if black doesn't immediately go up with the beetle, then white will have the tempo to cover the black queen. Let's take a look. If black goes up, white goes up, then black could pin the pill bug. No, either way, that white would be able to get a bug and free the beetle. So neither player has qualified for the win yet. White has a mosquito and a beetle threatening. Black has a beetle ready to go up, but in a defensive position. And of course, the black mosquito has ant power. But Frasco has done a very good job of protecting his queen from nearby spawn points for that second black beetle. Now let's take a look at an interesting line here that I hadn't just thought about. I was thinking to myself, where could the black mosquito go that would give an opportunity to climb atop the hive? What happened if the black mosquito moved to that spot right there? There's a couple threats there, of course. The obvious threat is the mosquito covering the white queen. Other threat would be to warp the white queen away. White would probably just ignore it and move the beetle up. So this is okay. And like I thought that the elbow pin was in order to set up the grasshopper pin replacement. But what that does sacrifice is if white wants to, he can do just exactly that, which is bring the beetle up. And now white will qualify for the win. There's another interesting spot here too, because this beetle factory right there is a pin-proof spawn point. The only way that black can stop that from becoming a spawn point is by bringing a bug into there. Grasshopper performs the pin replacement. And we have a classic one player playing from the outside in, one player playing from the inside out. Black is in total control of the outside of the hive with 2 ants and a mosquito free. White has two top of hive bugs, one up and one getting ready to go up. Of course, the format for the World Championship this year, the round of 16 is a 4-game match. If they're tied, and then Frasco will play white this game, black in games 2 and 3, and white again in game 4. If it's still tied after that, then they go into tie breaks. Okay. Oh, might seem a little bit of a strange move, but what it does is it keeps that ant pinned so that if the grasshopper jumps in, there's a possibility of freeing the black ant without freeing the white ant, but it also sets up a hex trap so that on either one of these spots, if the black queen is not covered, black queen can get warped away. If the black ladybug is not covered, the black ladybug can move away. It'll be interesting to see if they play more than one game this morning. Well, it's this morning my time. It's 9:30 here in Florida. It's early afternoon where they're playing. They're playing in the UK. It's 1:30 there. Second beetle goes up. And the beetle factory is still alive. So a white grasshopper placed there, and the mosquito could go up as well. My company cell phone is beeping at me. Oh, now here's an interesting thought. I didn't think about this with the mosquito being placed there. Black could play a bug there, threatening to warp the black queen away. In fact, if he placed the beetle there, then he would almost completely be in defensive mode. But would have two bugs that could cover the two white beetles. Might be setting a record this morning. We're up to 14 viewers. Thank you very much for joining. Make sure drop a comment so we know who you are. Over at Discord, there has been some discussion about live in-person tournaments. Looks like there's going to be a European Championship, Eastern European Championship possibly. Don't know exactly what it's going to be called. Sometime in 2024 in Budapest. And Frasco and I have been talking about the possibility of doing a North American Hive Championship, looking into Gen Con, which is next August in Indianapolis, Indiana, which is kind of north central US. So I started a little poll over at Discord. Make sure you respond to that poll with whether you think you'd be able to come or not. And I believe that Frasco has started the same poll regarding the European live tournament. Still not under any time pressure. spfish is approaching the 7.5 minute mark. Frasco's at 15. I'm in the process of reviewing games from the 2022 World Championship for a book that I am working on right now. And one of the games in the final match between Judoka and Stepanzo, I was following along, doing somewhat of a play-by-play, and then realized that both players were under severe time pressure. Less than a minute. Of course, each time they move, they add 20 seconds, but that doesn't mean a lot. So let's take a look here. If Frasco end up with the Oreo stack here, then black could move the mosquito into there and sacrifice the qualification for the win in order to get the mosquito up. Oops, wrong spot. Okay, this would be kind of an interesting scenario. Frasco could spawn an ant here, which would immediately give ant mobility to the white mosquito, and then at some point Gutters has joined as a spectator as well. At some point the white ant could be warped out. Okay, we've got to move on the board. This move does a couple things. One is it removes this spot as a spawn point. It gives a black a spawn point for the second beetle, but that second beetle is still a ways away from getting atop the hive. Welcome to Vahid, who is Hive Schmive on BGA. And he did, in fact, spawn the ant on the interior spot. You don't see that very often. So the ant comes in totally immobile except for the pill bug. But immediately gives ant movement to that mosquito. It gives ant movement to the mosquito, but it also threatens to climb up. And of course, if black decides to pin pin the mosquito with the mosquito has pill bug power, so it could at any time just move that ant over. But he did that anyway. And now the white beetles begin their attack. I don't think black has much of a choice here. The white is severely lacking in mobility, so possibly allowing the beetle to cover the pill bug is not a devastating situation. Okay, grasshopper comes in. It anchors down the ant so the ant cannot be moved by the mosquito. It also has an angle of attack to this kill spot or that kill spot. Okay, the white pill bug gets warped to there, and the black beetle immediately covers it. So Frasco has given up completely on defending. And that series of moves immediately resulted in two white bugs with ant power. Quite the turn of events here. All of a sudden it turned around quite quickly. I would like to talk to Frasco and find out how much of this he had planned ahead. Well, this is very interesting because, of course, the mosquito has both beetle power and ant power. If the black mosquito moves away, then there's a direct drop here. Now this did turn very quickly. I did not see that coming. Now there's a spawn point here, which would free the ladybug. Nope, he goes ahead. Okay, he climbs up with the mosquito, which gives a direct drop spot here. So he has a direct drop spot here, a spawn point here, which would free the ladybug. If the mosquito moves away, there's a direct drop spot there. Grasshopper jumping in removes that as a spawn point. But there are defenses. This is one of those very complex tournament hive situations. Because the pill bug is still defending, it can still warp away the ant if this spot gets filled. Okay, the grasshopper comes in. And one might immediately think that white has 3 top of hive bugs and only 2 kill spots to fill, but the defending ladybug is under here. There's a defending beetle under here. Mosquito is there, and the pill bug is there. So my money's still on Frasco, but it's not as cut and dried. Wanting to keep that grasshopper from jumping into there. And white now only has 1 spawn point. Okay, let's take a quick look here. If the white beetle takes the setup shot, that forces the black ladybug to move out. No, the defending. Okay, hold on. spfish is approaching, has passed the 4-minute mark. Frasco has passed 10 minutes, so Frasco still has plenty of time. Okay, Oh, now this is interesting. The mosquito could go to there. No, the ladybug could still come out to pin it. So, of course, if this beetle goes to there, then the white ant gets warped out. If the beetle goes to there, there's no immediate threat. Yeah, the interesting situation here is that white, yeah, it's very, very, very complex situation here. White's only spawn point is here. White goes to there, that forces the ladybug to move away. That's probably the best thing. White goes to there, forces the ladybug to move away. Then white goes to there and has a direct drop there. So that's a possibility. The Frasco's attack has to work because with complete control of the outside of the hive and a beetle yet in reserve, if spfish can withstand the attack, there's no question that black's counterattack is going to be successful. So let's say he does go to there. Black has to move the ladybug. Threatening, and what would have happened if the ladybug came back in? Very interesting. Okay, that's interesting. He moves the beetle, the white beetle, this direction. Okay, let's see why he did that. Now is the threat. The beetle goes to there. Okay, now if the threat is the beetle goes to there, the ladybug has to move out. The mosquito goes to there. Make sure I don't foul things up here. Now SP Fishes has passed the 3-minute mark. Frasco's down to 4 minutes. Okay. Grasshopper comes to there. What is that grasshopper planning on doing from there? Ah, grasshopper is planning on going to there so that pre-swamping the ant and allowing the ant to be moved out. So now if the beetle goes to there, forcing the ladybug to move out, and yep, very interesting. Okay, so that results in a win for white. Make sure I get my bugs back in the right spot. So Frasco attacks with the beetle, forces the ladybug to move away. Then attacks with the mosquito, forcing the beetle to climb up. Okay, let's see what happened. Gonna Okay, the white beetle moved out, and then grasshopper pre-swamped the ant. Whoops, hold on a second. We've got something wrong here. Mosquito is there, and the beetle is there. Okay. Okay, now the pill bug is in position to warp away the ant. That's interesting, dude. Guess every once in a while I should do this so everybody sees what's underneath. Okay, the ant gets warped away. We knew that was going to happen. Now white has to cover the queen because you don't want the queen escaping. Either grasshopper can move, but neither of those moves keep the queen under control. Okay, so the beetle covers the queen. I'll have to go back and look at this. I think white might have had a forced win. I'm going to take a quick peek over the lobby to see how many people are watching this. We have 9 people watching. Me, Roxar, AE Norman, guest Jonas K, GeoCat Gene, Happy Kiwi, Dutters, and Apollo Q, plus those of you watching online. Okay, does white have a threat? Okay, the spider comes to there. And just like that, the ant game has shifted. Black no longer has any ants available to move. Both players are now starting to run out of time. Frasco's down to 3, approaching the 3-minute mark. spfish is past the 1:15 mark. But yes, it is getting extremely close. Okay, the white spider. So Shinjuito commented about the weakness of the spider. This is a very interesting spot for the spider because it not only anchors down the black queen, allowing the white beetle to move forward, but the white spider can now attack. So the question is Frasco going to be able to? Okay, just shifted the ant over so the black spider can't pin it. spfish is under a minute. This is getting extremely exciting. So what would happen if spfish moves the pill bug into defending position, forming the ring, freeing both the mosquito and the ladybug? Nope, he moves the spider back at the 25.3-second mark. Well, you guess he's just going to see if Frasco has a method. So he could attack, he could shift the grasshopper, threatening the direct drop, also threatening spider into there. Okay, that's what he did. Now the ladybug cannot stop a direct drop into this spot. 20 seconds and counting, going down very quickly. 7. Okay, he moved very quickly. Let's see, what did he do? Okay, the pill bug moved in. And he did a direct drop on the spider. Grasshopper has to move out. And again, the pill bug is threatening to warp the grasshopper away. Yep, so, and that's it. Covers the pill bug. Now the ant or spider can take the setup shot, and then you've got top of hive bugs ready to take the kill shot. So Senorito say that the spider may be the weakest bug in the hive, but it can be very beneficial, and spfish falls on his sword. Good game, Frasco. Excellent defense from spfish, but it was a very interesting opening. Be interesting to talk to Frasco and find out how much of that opening he had prepared in advance. Frasco says, so tense. Thanks for the game. I know the answer to this, but I'm going to say game 2? Question mark? I really hope the answer is no, so I really need to get back to work. Oh, so they are going to play another game. So Ben says he has time for one more. Wow, what a game, guys. That really, really did. Let's see where the live stream is. But again, with the 3-minute delay, it's very interesting. So we're going to turn the playroom off. I'll be back on. The review room off. Open a new review room so we can start from scratch. Okay, they're going to take a 10-minute break. And so let's go back to here. I think that white had a forced win back here. ways. So let's go back to here. This, with Frasco to move, if he attacks with the beetle, he attacks with the beetle, that forces the ladybug to move out. Attack with the mosquito forces the beetle to climb to there. No, it's still not forced. Oh, I'm talking and I don't have it on. Don't have my screen on. Sorry about that, guys. So at this point, review this. At this point, I thought that possibly then we want to start an edit. There's the beetle to there, forces the grasshopper to move. Mosquito to there, forces beetle to move. But white doesn't have a bug to take the kill shot. Because he still has time to do that. But nope, it wasn't a win. It wasn't a forced win. Okay. So we're going to be waiting for a little bit. Turn the review room off. Learned a long time ago it's best to start a new review room. Like that. Okay, so let's try to keep an eye on the players as they prepare to start game 2. Congratulations, Frasco. That was an exciting game. Appreciate everybody joining. I feel obligated to have the stream delay just to make it less likely that a player would sneak in under a different name and watch the live stream with the 3-minute delay. I have a new computer. I could probably make it a little bit longer than 3 minutes because it just buffers into the RAM of your computer. I would have to see how that works. I told my work that I'd probably be back at 11, but it looks like if they're going to play game 2, that I might not be back until 12. So let's take a quick look at the knockout table. Of course, we've got Judoka, the current world champion, at the top of the top in the top half of the bracket. Stepanzo is the current silver medalist, takes the lead in the bottom half of the bracket. Judoka will be playing Louise. Of course, all 16 of these players are really, really good players. In fact, if you go back and you look at the seeds in each of the groups, the top 2 seeds in every group advanced except in Group A, where P. Capella, relatively new player from Spain, took the second spot in Group A, will be going up against Happy Kiwi. So Frasco is playing spfish in this match. Winner of this match will face Happy Kiwi and P. Capella, and they are getting ready to play. So let me turn this off. Get the review room open again, turn the lobby off. And then let's see what we can do about getting spectator on. Okay, I'm trying to get the actual game room open and running into a bit of an issue again, so bear with me one second. Let's see if we can get caught up here. Frasco playing black has opened with a buffer opening. I'm going to just place a bug out here so I can see the difference between my 2 windows. I'll play Frasco's in a think here. So while I'm trying to get my second window going. What I may have to do is close out. Okay, I think I'm caught up. So Frasco plays the pill bug in a defensive position. Okay. So very exciting first game. We've got spfish opened with a pill bug. And Frasco opened with a ladybug mosquito queen in a hook triple and a buffer opening. spfish attacked before Frasco could get in the anti-spawn defense. So does spfish dare start with a two beetle attack? He could play one beetle, which could get pinned by the ant. Could play the second beetle. Yep, that's what he's going to do. He opens up with the beetle attack. Now let's look at the defenses to the beetle attack. If you pin the beetle with the ant here, it removes this as a spawn point. Otherwise, the white mosquito can spawn into here. So if black does that, then white could easily bring in the mosquito, and there's no way you could stop that from climbing up. If you do that procedure, then the even if the black queen gets warped away, then white has a bug atop the hive. So let's see if game two is going to be as exciting. It looked like there's going to be a more of a typical attacking game from white. Frasco could warp the ant to here, and then if the beetle continues up, then the mosquito is there to recover it. I wonder if that would be better than warping the pill bug to there, because then when the beetle goes up, the beetle could immediately. And the answer is no. He decides to pin the ant. And of course, white immediately begins the second half of the two beetle attack. So nothing can stop white from qualifying for the win. But black will probably get a bug in play to cover the white beetle once it does qualify for the win. Now, another interesting thing is what would happen if white mosquito comes to there, then if black pins the white beetle, white mosquito can go to there. But as I kind of expected, he's going to go ahead and climb up with the beetle. The black mosquito is in position to defend as long as it's mobile. So if either this spot or this spot gets filled, the black mosquito can defend. So Will Frasco, okay, he brings an ant into there, which gets another ant in. It also frees up the mosquito. If the beetle moves forward and the mosquito covers it, a defending bug could be placed there, which would free both black ants. Okay, we're back to where we were. Down to only 4 viewers. White mosquito comes in. Joe Schultz in his book, Canon of Hive Groundwork, which if you haven't purchased it already, there's a link down below, coined 2 terms, the instant double beetle and the instant double ant. This could be an instant double ant pill bug because the mosquito comes in, immediately gains both ant power and pill bug power. And of course, the threat is to move to there. But if black uses either ant, pin the mosquito, then the white beetle is free to move forward. was very interesting. In the last game, Frasco playing white kept the third ant out quite a long time before bringing that third ant in. Okay, mosquito goes to there. Now, if either this spot or that spot are filled, the queen could be warped away, but that would leave two ants pinned. Now let's look at this possibility. What would happen if the white mosquito comes to there, threatening to warp the black mosquito away, allowing the white beetle to move forward? Because like I said, if either one of if the white attack it, then the question is black willing to sacrifice the two ants in order to keep the queen away from the beetle? The other thing that white could do would be to move the mosquito to there. A second white bug could then get atop the hive. Black could not stop one or the other of them from climbing up. And given the choice, white would rather have the mosquito climb up because if the mosquito were able to get to there, the black mosquito would not gain beetle power. Oh, interesting. Okay. Now, black can use this spot, this beetle factory, to spawn a beetle if he would like. And the beetle is relatively close to covering the pill bug. So if Frasco spawns the beetle, he spawns a grasshopper instead. Okay, interesting. Spawns a grasshopper, which frees the ant, leaving behind a good defender, but it also threatens either anchor down the queen or end the white ant. I'll still think a good choice would be to try to get the mosquito to that spot. If the second ant moved away, it would require white ant 3 to spawn there. That's what he did. He spawned white ant 3 there. Now the mosquito is pin proof. Black could defend by putting a spider 1, 2, 3. By attempting to do a pin replacement. Then if the mosquito moves into there, the ant can just shift the pin. Although white could then, I don't, is there a defense against that? Power pin against the white ant. I don't see any reason why the white mosquito doesn't right now move to there. There's no defense against that. So does black have any? That would be one possibility. So, and back to the, so I don't see, is there, okay, make sure my bugs are all back where they belong. They are. Is there any defense against that? I don't think so. Okay. Okay, that might be better because now if black recovers, then the white mosquito can go to there. And of course, white is threatening to, okay, it's got a, that is almost forced, and yep, and now the mosquito goes to there. Now white finds himself in the same situation Frasco did in game 1, has a good strong attack going, but not necessarily enough attacking bugs. So spfish is threatening to climb atop the hive, climb atop and leave a direct drop spot. Ladybug could get into attacking position, but spiders, let's see, a spider there, 1, 2, 3, could attack there. That would free the grasshopper. I could do a grasshopper crossfire with grasshoppers here and here to get to that spot. Or actually 3 spawn points that have angles of attack to that spot. This one might be even better. It's a defensive spot, plus it has angles of attack to 2 kill spots. Black spider could come in with double threat of performing the pin replacement or anchoring down the white queen. Ideally, if the white mosquito climbs up with the if the white mosquito climbs up, the black bug could move to there, which would shut that down as a direct drop point as well. Yeah, but this is, never mind, this is a bad move because the pill bug goes there, the white mosquito just covers it. One, two, three, okay. Black spider comes in here so that the white mosquito climbs up. The black spider go to there, stopping the direct drop, but it somewhat keeps the ant locked down because if the mosquito ever drops back down to there, the beetle would be free. Okay, what would happen with, okay, he climbs up with the mosquito. And if Frasco is going to probably go ahead with his plan for the spider to shut down the direct drop. If black shuts down the direct drop, then if the black ant pins that, the mosquito drops back. Mosquito drops back down. So yep. So I think Frasco's plan with the spider was to move to there, stopping the direct drop. SP fish playing whites, 11-minute mark. Frasco just passed the 10-minute mark. Now SP fish could be threatening the grasshopper, have an angle of attack to that spot. But if you're going to place a grasshopper with an angle of attack, it's much better to, if you can, to spawn it off of a bug that's already in a kill spot rather than one that's not in a kill spot, because this white ant, if the grasshopper gets pinned, it moves both of these ants from the attacking force. Where here, if the grasshopper gets pinned, white ant is already in a kill spot. Okay, interesting. He moves the pill bug to there. A bit surprised at that, because now the mosquito can cover the pill bug. And it did. Okay, nope. Second spider spawns there. So white's got to be concerned about this spot because the grasshopper is pre-swamped. Either of these spots get filled, the grasshopper can jump out. Of course, the ladybug could come in. Can't come in here because it would get pinned. It could come in here and attack to there. So this is the spot that's going to be critical because that grasshopper is probably going to jump out. And just like the last game, white's attack has to succeed because black has too many bugs in reserve. Actually, white has more bugs in reserve, but black has the two beetles in reserve. Now, white, of course, is threatening to attack with the ladybug, and it would be a good trade if the grasshopper were to jump out now because a white grasshopper here would have angles of attack to two spots. I was a bit surprised by Frasco's move when he moved the pill bug, but I would guess he's going to now. Nope, he didn't. He instead, and this ant. Okay, grasshopper comes in. With the black spider pinning this white ant, grasshopper is no longer pre-swamp from this angle, only from this spot. Now let's take a look at what if a grasshopper jumped there, again pre-swamping the grasshopper, but then would have the option of going to there to free the black ant. Yep, that's what he did. He brought the grasshopper into there, again pre-swamping, and this time the grasshopper jumps over. That was a quick move by spfish. That's very interesting because now this grasshopper has an angle of attack to the spot that will be vacated by that grasshopper. Okay. Now, if the ladybug attacks, black grasshopper has to jump out. So no doubt they're both examining those options. Oh, now what's interesting is there might be a little in-between move here because if the ladybug goes to there, threatening to free the beetle, forcing this, then when the ladybug goes to there, the grasshopper can no longer jump to there. There's a special term in the chess world. I don't remember what it was for an in-between move. I don't recall what it was. Anybody in the stream know what that chess term is for an in-between move? I think it's a German word. Of course, you could also do a, oh, well, he's got two grasshoppers. Grasshoppers are always good in attacking situations in an end game because they can get into those spots that are not available to ants and spiders. This grasshopper here could take an angle of attack to that spot after this grasshopper fills this spot, or it could go to there, with an angle of attack to that spot. So that's what Frasco has to worry about defending against. The strength of the opening pillbug is if the grasshopper jumps to there, pillbug can just warp the ladybug away. And now this grasshopper has no chance of being swamped. 7.5 minutes for spfish, 6.5 and counting for Frasco. Senorito was commenting about the strength of pros and cons of the spider. Here's where you kind of wish you had a spider that could come in, that could pin. The spider brought into this spot could pin grasshoppers that spawned at either one of these points, but both black spiders have already been played. Okay, let's see what happened here. Behind on something. Okay, Shinricha says it's Zweisenzug. Thank you. I knew there was a term and I thought it was German. But there may not be any defense now because oh, that's interesting because now the white mosquito, if you fill this spot and that spot first, then the white mosquito has an angle of attack to this spot. So I'm guessing white's going to have to play the third grasshopper there. I'll try to remember that. Weissenzug. Nope. Third grasshopper there doesn't work because the grasshopper will jump out to pin it. Interesting. I'm up to date here. Okay, so white goes to there, black goes to there, white goes to there, black can't jump to there. Risking the okay, so white needs to. Okay, it looks like he's going to spawn a bug. Nope, maybe not. Okay, you're right, Sylvain. It's not Schweissenzug, it's Schweissenbug. Schweissenbug. Okay, Another good use of a spider. Okay, so that's an interesting placement of the spider because, okay, the black grasshopper comes in, which means that the places a block on this spot. White bugs are in full attack mode now. Let's see, let's take a look at time. Less than 5 for 4:45 and counting for white, slightly under 4 minutes for black. Oh, now another interesting situation. I'm about to say that white, even though the black stops the blocks the white ant from attacking there, we're looking at a flooding the pill bug scenario. If spfish attacks with the ladybug, grasshopper has to move. You see, that's interesting because the grasshopper moves. If the ladybug attacks to there, that takes away a kill angle of attack from that grasshopper. Ideally, you want to keep your grasshoppers with angles of attack. Like still has both beetles. Okay. Beetle to there, white spider out to there. SP fish made that move very quickly. Happened here. Hold on a second. I'm not. This white ant has moved out to there at some point. I might have missed that one along the way. Okay, that was spfish's plan. Again, you don't want to put the grasshopper in line of this grasshopper because when it jumps out, it can. So when this grasshopper attacks, this grasshopper has to jump out and the ladybug takes the setup shot. I missed something in there somewhere. Okay, when grasshopper was played there, the ant pinned the black ant. And so white was looking to control the outside of the hive. And now I don't think that black has any defense because the order of attack is going to be grasshopper, ladybug, mosquito. Okay, let's see. Can he defend by placing a beetle there? Then when the grasshopper attacks, yeah, the white queen is just on the outside of the hive watching her minions go about their business. Okay, try to get the right order in. Black beetle move forward. Black grasshopper has to jump out. I'll click the comment room open. White ladybug takes the setup shot. Nothing can stop the white mosquito from taking the kill shot. Another good game, another attacking game, strong attacking game by white. So thank you very much for watching today. I'm going to have to get to work. My phone's been jumping off the hook. I told my guys at work that I'd be out until about 11. It's about 11 o'clock my time here. So thank you very much for watching. We had two great games this morning. Congratulations, both players. Both players won as white. So the match is tied 1-1 with another pair of games coming up. We'll have to see when they schedule it. And SB Fish says, let's chat on Discord about scheduling the next two. So thank you very much for watching, guys. I'm going to turn the playroom off. Maybe I'm not turning the playroom off. And as always, if you haven't yet purchased a copy of the book Play Hive Like a Champion, is linked down below. Most of you have, I'm sure. I also have the Hive Lexicon and the Standard Hive Open Encyclopedia are all available on Amazon as well. And of course, the Canon of Hive Groundwork. If you haven't already purchased that, link down below. We're looking forward to Joe Schultz's second book in his trilogy, The Canon of Hive Openings. I've seen a preliminary version of it. It will be very, very instructive. So you will definitely want to get it once it's available. And I know from personal experience, it's a lot more work than you think it is to write a book. So Joe was hoping to have the book done before the World Championship started, but he hasn't got it done. So look for it, I would guess, if I had to venture a guess, sometime early part of next year. Maybe he'll have it done here within the next couple, 3 months. So, as always, I am here helping you play Hive like a champion. Thank you very much for watching this morning. If you'd like to make a small cash contribution to my channel, there's a link down below to the Buy Me a Coffee page. Thank you again for watching. So I will be out until next time. This is Randy Ingersoll signing off.